Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Hope your world is good. Please let me know. Love hearing from you, you know that. And you are lucky you cannot smell this garage right now. Someday, I think this is going to be high on my priority list this year, is to build some sort of outdoor trash holding receptacle. Because we have a lot of dogs out here. First of all, Fairmont is a small community, like maybe 20,000 people live here. So we have a quote city, but I don't live in the quote city. The city is like a couple hundred yards that way. So I'm like just outside the city limits, which means the city is already a very rural area. Where I live is even more rural. There's no street lights or anything out here. And there's a lot of dogs. So I can't just set my trash outside, or even in a can, they'll just knock it over. So I cleaned out my fridge this weekend, and the chicken. Why does chicken, of all things, chicken smells the absolute worst when it starts to decay? I don't know why. Why are we talking about that? I don't know, because I turn this camera on and I talk, and this is what happens. So today, some cool things happened. For one, I got a U. My workmate came through and printed me a U, and look at that. It fits perfectly, locks right into these other letters. Oh, I had to do a little bit of trimming to get it to fit perfect, but it fits great. Can't wait. I can now make this sign and get it shipped out and make people happy. So that's good. I really appreciate him for doing that for me. He sent me a message last night at like almost midnight saying it printed great. I'll bring it tomorrow. I'm like, wow, So I gave him a little bit of cash. So now I have a white letter. I had somebody recently reach out to me asking me if they could get these templates, and I said yes to them, but I never finished the alphabet. I never finished designing the alphabet, let alone printing it for myself. So I need to get that done, and I told him I would, and then I never did. This seems to be a theme in my life. We have that to do, and then I just got a very inexpensive, but I've heard really good things. That's always a weird thing to say. Like, I've heard really good things about this piece of crap. This is a PowerTech bandsaw blade. They are very inexpensive blades. I want to say this 1/8" blade was $10 or so on Amazon, which is these are not high quality. Like, if I was going to go buy a blade from Timberwolf or something, I'm going to be paying 3 to 4 times that, $30, $40 for a blade, and it's going to last and last. This is not that type of quality, but for the price and for how often I use my bandsaw, a $10 1/8" blade is the only way to go. Like, there's no reason for me to buy. And you know what? Let's talk about that. There's this misconception, or not a misconception. That's not true. You do get what you paid for. If you pay for an expensive tool, you have a very nice tool that'll last you a very long time. If you pay for an inexpensive tool, you have a lesser quality tool that won't last you that long. But chances are it'll get the job done. And for the vast majority of us, we are not professional woodworkers. We are not professional mechanics. We are not professional carpenters or framers or whatever. We're just hobbyists who use our tools a small amount of time. And you have to determine for yourself, if you don't have the funds to preload a $40 blade or a $60 table saw blade for a saw that you turn on a couple times a week, is it worth it? Yes, I mean, it is. Again, it's up to your situation. I don't know you, you don't know me. We don't know what we each have in our bank accounts, that sort of thing. I have next to nothing. So a $60 saw blade to me is way beyond my reach because I don't turn my saw on that often. This is not a production shop. I'm not down here, shoving 60 board feet through there every minute, just ripping, hard maple or whatever. A $60 blade in a production shop is like a minimum. Like you need to buy high quality stuff if you're making cabinetry and stuff with your saw every single day. For us like hobbyists, buying a $10 eighth inch bandsaw blade makes a lot of sense. There's no need for me to own anything that's just some outrageous quality. I don't use it enough that I need the most high quality steel or whatever. The cut quality is all I care about. And, it goes the same for any tool. A wrench, if it grips the bolt, that's all I care about. Now, if the wrench is so badly made that it rounds the bolt head off, then yeah, that's a problem. I wouldn't recommend buying just stupid, dirt cheap tools. But if you're a hobbyist, if you're a homeowner who needs a few tools laying around, to go buy, I've been seeing a lot of Hilti tools on YouTube right now. Hilti must be sponsoring a lot of people. This is not a Hilti drill. This is a Ryobi drill from the Home Depot, and I would say in a kit, you can get this drill probably with some other accessory, a battery or two, and a charger for less than $100. This drill by itself is probably somewhere close to $60, maybe $70. It's a very inexpensive, as far as drills go, drill. This is overkill for the home person. Like if you're just a person who's at home doing home repair, this drill is too much money. Like you shouldn't buy it. If you can afford it, then buy it, because it'll last you a lot longer. But chances are that $20 Black & Decker at Walmart will suffice you for years and years and years, and it would never be a problem. There's this like weird, I think the reason this bothers me is I live in an area that is very poor, and for the very long time, the only people living in this area that had money were politicians and coal miners, and there's this cult of owning things that are better than what other people own, and having that thing is more important than using it. And so if you go buy that Hilti drill that I'm seeing all over YouTube right now, which is like $200 or more for a drill, then you're just that much better than the guy who has the Black & Decker drill. But chances are the guy who has the Black & Decker drill is using his drill 4 times as much as the neighbor who's just bought the expensive drill because he could. That's probably not a topic I should talk about, but I just did for a little while. It just frustrates me. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, why'd you waste money on that? Why did I waste money on this $10 PowerTech bandsaw blade? I didn't waste money on it. Will it get the job done? Absolutely. I have 4 more shapes to cut out. If the bandsaw blade snaps after that, okay, it got the job done, and it was $10. I can replace it 5 or 6 times and do 5 or 6 more jobs over spending $60 on a blade that's just going to hang on a wall forever and maybe get used once a year. And I don't know, for me, that doesn't make any more sense than buying a $10 blade that'll last one job. To me, that value is the same. Hanging a $60 piece of steel on the wall versus using a $10 piece of steel till it breaks. To me, it's the same thing. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I shouldn't have ranted about that. Probably should have tried to collect my thoughts before ranting about it, because it's something that I feel there's a whole lot of nuance to it, and I'm not saying that what I think is correct, or that what you do is wrong, or whatever. What I'm saying is that oftentimes when there's a job to be done, you need to cut out some intricate shapes on a bandsaw, and you don't have a blade to do it, just go buy whatever will get you through the job and throw it away. Yeah, it's not environmentally friendly or whatever, but financially it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to go buy crazy expensive stuff that you use once a year. I'm going to leave it at that and just go. I did finish Miss Peregrine's today, but obviously we didn't talk about that, so maybe we'll talk about that book series tomorrow. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, being wonderful people. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from independent.co.uk. How fast does the tube go? I think that's Subway. in UK speak. The Central London trains cannot drive faster than 30 to 40 miles per hour because of the short distance between stations. The Victoria line can reach speeds of 50 miles per hour because the stations are further apart. The Metropolitan line has the fastest train speed, sometimes reaching over 60 miles an hour.